performance today?
Of the backfield, I thought was pretty good. I think we had a few little glitches that concerned me a little bit at the first half of the game, but overall, I think we did pretty well.
Byron said he thought he didn't play a very good game. Obviously, the numbers weren't great for him. What did you see out of Byron that was not there?
Well, I don't know if he was a little nervous. I don't know if he pressed a little too hard. I think after he had the fumble, then he got a little rattled, and then I think he started pressing too hard and trying to make up for that, and things just didn't go as well as he would have liked for them to go.
What was the plan for getting Thomas in there? He said by the fourth quarter he started to get a little nervous. Wasn't sure if he was going to get in there.
Well, I didn't know exactly when we were going to be able to get him in. I wanted to get him in a situation where I felt like he could get some work, yet we could be comfortable with having him in there as his first game. And it didn't really occur until like the fourth quarter. It was a personal feeling.
And then obviously when he gets 4 or 5 touches, obviously looked pretty good. What did you see out of Thomas on the field?
Well, I saw what I thought I'd see. If he's healthy, I think he's going to be a hell of a player for us. He made some good cuts, made good decisions, ran hard, ran fast, which I knew he could do. So I was pleased with him.
Mark said he made a couple cuts there, or at least one cut on that one run that most backs either have it or they don't. It can't be coached.
Right. It was a natural cut. He made a natural zone cut, and that's what Mark was speaking of. I saw it. Frost saw it. That's what we expected out of him, or hoped for out of him, and we're happy to see it.
Here, if you would, just talk about the difficulty of going up against that big front, the big defensive front of theirs.
Well, we knew they were big and strong, and that was what we expected. They pushed us around a little bit early in the game, but we knew that if we stayed after them, that they'd get a little tired, and we'd be able to get some running lanes on them. And we knew that we had guys who were fast enough that they were going to be able to get to the perimeter on them. So it kind of played out just as we thought it would.
Special is it for Thomas to have his first touch go for a touchdown?
Well, I told him, I said, hey, man, that's great. How about that? Your first touch and you get a touchdown. I said, hey, that's just one a minute to come. And then he goes out and does it again. So, hey, you proved me right.
How do you think your group is bonding as a unit?
I think they're bonding real well. They all help each other out there. There's no jealousy there. I mean, DeAnthony, he said, well, Coach, how do you want us to rotate? You want me to go a series, Byron, and how do you want to do it? He said, I'll do whatever you want to do. I said, hey, it just depends on what we want to do in the series, and we'll get you plugged in, and that's what we did.
How much stock can you take out of those few carries for Thomas in terms of implementing him into the game and into the game plan earlier in the game down the road?
Well, obviously, I think that's going to help his chances of getting in the game earlier. I probably would have had him in last week's game had he been healthy. My only concern is that the amount of work he's had, and knowing the plays, knowing the calls, knowing the blocking schemes, and all those sorts of things. Physically, I don't have a problem with playing him. I just want to make sure that when he gets in there, he knows what to do.
He said he noticed the difference in the size of the guys, and that was something that you talked about, is the physicality of college football and the difference between high school and college. I know it was only a few plays that he was in there for, but did you feel like he attacked with the right mentality against guys that are much bigger than high school?
Oh yeah, I think he played like a veteran. I mean, he didn't look like he was afraid. I mean, he hit it up in there like I would expect him to do. So I didn't see any rookie nervousness at all. I think he just got in there. I'm sure he was a little bit nervous. He seemed like he was a little apprehensive on the sideline. But once he got in there, and I knew once he got a hit that he would be okay.
Did you learn anything new about your group today?
No, nothing that I didn't already know about those guys. I learned a little bit about Tyner because I hadn't seen him play. I hadn't really had him in any real physical contact because I wasn't there some of the preseason, and then he was injured. So I was kind of anxious to see how he was going to play under fire, and he was pleasing.